I'm sure we all heard of the good old "good eye mate" phrase when trying to do an Australian accent. Well, that phrase, "good eye mate," was actually completely normal American English. Hello, I'm Tuzzle, and I'm sure we've all heard of these types of phrases. And if you haven't, well, today we're going to be going through the internet's best. We already did one of them, "good eye mate." You can hear it now. Good eye mate. Good eye mate. I love that one. That's like the standard one. All right, next up, we got another Australian one. Let's see if you can figure out what I'm saying. Rise up lights. Rise up lights. Well, first off, it sounds like I'm saying razor blades in an Australian accent. But what am I actually saying in my American accent? Rise up lights. Like I turn on the light. Rise up lights. Rise up lights. I love that one too. They're both good. I like the Australian ones. The Australian ones are my favorite. All right, next up, we have one that says the Boston accent. Okay, here we go. I lost my khakis. I lost my khakis. Well, it sounds like I'm saying I lost my car keys in a Boston accent. What am I actually saying though? I lost is the same, and then my khakis. This one's really creative. I have never heard of this one before, but I think it's interesting. All right, next up we got a Scottish one. Space ghetto. Space ghetto. Space ghetto. Space ghetto. I hear what it's trying to do, but I don't think it sounds right. So what the phrase is trying to say is Spice Girl. I get what they're trying to do with like the ghetto and girl, and like a Scottish accent. I can't do a Scottish accent. Space, I can see how that can be similar to spice. Spice, I don't know if do they pronounce their A's like that? Or I's? I's like an A? Spice Girl. Space ghetto. I hear the first part with the space. Ghetto? Ghetto. Ghetto! I figured it out. Space ghetto. Okay, this is making me way too happy. Space ghetto. No, space ghetto. And if you're from Scotland or a neighboring region or a neighboring country to the UK, and you'll be like, I know a couple people who have a Scottish accent and they don't speak like that. Yeah, I'm not saying any of these are actually the correct dialect accents for these regions. I'm just saying what the internet thinks. And you know, guys, the internet is always wrong. When has the internet ever steered you wrong? I messed that phrase up. I mean, like, guys, come on. The internet is always right. When has it ever steered you wrong? This one says it's supposed to be Irish. In Detroit, the phrase that is supposed to be said is, isn't that right? In Detroit. In an American accent, am I actually saying? In Detroit, as in the city. Detroit's a city, right? In Detroit. All right, we got another one, and this one is also Australian. Okay, I'm excited. Lighter. Lighter. The phrase that it sounds like I might be saying is later. So if you say the word lighter, like I light something on fire, lighter, but you say it in an English accent, lighter, lighter, then you sound Australian. Again, these aren't necessarily correct. These are just what the internet thinks. Okay, I think this is the last Australian one. Emma Chiswick. Emma Chiswick. This one's not as good as the others. Personal opinion, Emma Chiswick is how much is it? And it's a name, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a made up name, but it's Emma Chiswick. Like Cheez-Its, but like a Cheez-It. When you look at a box of Cheez-Its, do you actually call them Cheez-Its or do you call them Cheez-Its? I always say Cheez-It. Now for the final one. Warning, this one sounds like a curse word. It's not, I promise. But it may sound like one. Well, oil will be fucked. I promise I'm not saying a curse word. It sounds like the phrase, well, I'll be. But really, what I'm saying is, whale, oil, beef, hooked. Whale, as in the mammal that's big in the ocean. Oil, as in going to get some oil for my car. Beef, as in cow. After cow's dead and you eat cow, but you cook it first. So it's beef, hooked. Oh no, I hooked a fish on my line. Whale, oil, beef, hooked. So there you go. There are a few of those phrases that you can use if you want with your friends. I think they're really funny. They're not supposed to be taken seriously at all. Do these accents actually sound like this? No, in some areas maybe, but definitely not in all. This video is not supposed to be taken seriously on how to actually do an accent. It is purely for like a party trick / thing to do with friends and family for fun. Like if you write down on a piece of paper, rise up lights, and show it to a friend and say, hey, read this phrase as quick as you can. And they'll think, oh, it's like a speed game. Rise up lights. And then everyone's like, whoa, you're talking an Australian accent, you're saying razor blades. This video is purely just for kicks and fun because, hey, let's make life more fun. Lightsaber, heads up.